A bit of my background, I'm Kwakwakiwak from Northern Vancouver Island.
To bring in families and colonialist content. And Kory Wilson was our speaker to represent a voice that isn't appropriated, a person, a scholar that actually ties in colonialism, the complexity of it.
Poverty, residential schools and all.
Indigenous people are at the negative end of every socioeconomic indicator. Everything we've had to overcome is essentially, overcoming that legacy of colonization.
The Indian Act on families, you have to know that it was very intentional to separate males from females in Canada as early as...
We have a lot of students that are new here in Canada that are not familiar with the Canadian history, and I think it's really important for them to understand that, the history of colonialism.
Indigenous people in court systems, our oral history and what our elders teach us and tell us was not viewed as a valid form of evidence until 1990.
The introduction of the UN Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People being adopted in law by the province, I think, is a fantastic first step. The question, of course, is how does one do that, and what does it actually mean on the ground or in the day-to-day lives of Indigenous people?
The positive end is there's more Indigenous women going to school as a proportion of their population than any other ethnic group in Canada. So that's pretty awesome. We got one right here.
An inclusion of others and those voices. It's just to say, and recognizing that some issues in Canada, such as climate change and reconciliation, are issues that affect all of us, and that everybody's voice needs to be heard and listened to, and so to make sure you provide space for that.